Welcome to the One Shot Wonderarium. I am your host, as always, Tony, and with me I have a wild crew of, well, let's just call them what they are, dick punchers for today's episode. We're playing an interesting game. I really liked the story behind this game as well as like the aspects of it, and so we wanted to try it out. This is a game by a creator named Thought Punks, and it is called Dick Punch Every Suit. We've got Rev. If you've been around Roll for Respawn for a while, you for sure know Rev, who is GMing for us this episode. So I get to play for once. We of course have Blood, my government issued introvert who helps us make everything run all nice and is making sure that you can hear us and all of that sort of stuff on the back end, which is amazing. We love it. We love it. We love it. And we've got some other cool folks who I will let introduce themselves here in just a second. But of course, I am Tony. So let's go ahead, because I normally would start from left to right. I'm on the full left this time. So let's go ahead and start with James. James, who are you?
James, I'm Gravity Fail 87 on all socials. You can find me over on my own channel, Gravity Fail 87. You can just search that wherever you want. But today I am more interested in playing Richard Welter, a business analyst here at this corporate, whatever it is.
Awesome. And then, of course, Javante.
Howdy, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binary findings, and hellions of all walks of life. My name is Javante. You can normally find me over on my Twitch, Eclipse613, and over on both Twitter and the better platform Blue Sky, using my actual name of Javante. But today I'm playing Strickland Striker Wang, who is a tech support, aka a code monkey.
Amazing. Rev, do you want to introduce yourself and talk us through a little bit of this system?
Well, yeah. So, actually, no. Do you first, because you're being a player here. So put yourself with the player intros.
Hi, I'm Tony, your host and oftentimes GM here on the One Shot Wonderarium. And I'm going to be playing somebody named Hunter Johnson as we play this game. I'm very, very excited. And you can find me, of course, here multiple times a week for the Wonderarium. Actually, every other week for the Wonderarium, and then every Wednesday for Wednesday Night Revival, which we're currently doing a Wild West time loop game, which is awesome. You should go check it out.
Nope. And I am Sanguine Rev. You can find me in all the places you can find me. I'm on Google. And I will be running today's very fun corporate positive game where we're all going to love to learn to love about capitalism and how it's really good for everyone. With that in mind, I forgot what I had as a train of thought, so moving on. I did lose my train, Tony.
Where are we doing? How do you want to start this game off?
Yeah, beautiful. So, I'm just going to jump right into it. Welcome to the war against corporate greed. You are the forgotten, the overlooked, the ones crushed by endless spreadsheets, mindless buzzwords, and soul-sucking team-building exercises. Today, you rise. The CEO at the top of Corporate Tower Inc. has gone too far, preparing to launch a new policy that's going to ruin everything you love. We're getting rid of all sick days and PTO. Your mission? Punch him right in his stupid dick before the clock strikes doom. You have 1 hour. No time for coffee breaks. So.
Well, shit.
The corporate tower is a gleaming skyscraper of capitalist oppression. You're going to be starting in the lobby, and you need to reach the penthouse. There should only be 2 major obstacles in the way. That's going to be getting through the mid-boss and the final boss. As you step into the marble-clad lobby of Corporate Tower Inc., fluorescent lights buzz ahead. Overhead, a bored security guard sits at his desk scrolling through his phone. A badge scanner with flickering red lights and flickering red light guards the elevator doors. A giant motivational poster behind the desk reads, "If you're not first, you're fired." You guys need to get past the security guard.
We all know the security guard's name, clearly.
Clearly.
I'm going to steal it from earlier. It's Bob. Bob, the security guard. I think I'll just go over to Bob and ask him if he's seen the newest tickety talk trends there. I see him on his phone playing or watching stuff, and just I'll go over and say, "Hey, did you see that thing about the thing on the TikTok and all the kids, dancing and whatnot?" I'll make up some Fortnite-esque dance.
All right. So, for those unfamiliar with Dick Punch Every Suit, whenever you're actually interacting with an NPC, there are a couple of rules that the GM, or society as they're called, gets to use to determine how the interaction is going to go. Because this whole system is built on... Thank you for reminding me of what I was actually going to try and discuss now. This whole system is built on what's called the loop. Kind of as what Tony was talking about with our Wednesday night game. This is a time loop system where we're all patched into a quantum device that is counting down to the reset, which is your failure of the mission. If for whatever reason the three of you cannot complete the mission, the loop will reset. But because of iffy, timey-wimey stuff, when the loop resets, there can and will be changes. There can be different people helping you out. There can be different suits that you're fighting, and you can be in a different building. What that means mechanically is that this game is very loose, and everything is built around kind of just embracing the RNG. So whenever you interact with an employee for the first time, I actually get to roll a loyalty check to see how they feel about the company. And then secondarily, how they feel about you. So if they roll very low for a loyalty check, they're not going to like the company very much, and they're going to be a lot more willing to be distracted or allow you to get away with shenanigans. But if they roll really high, then they're going to be very strict and by the book, and they're not going to want to help you out. So.
No paladins, no paladins, no paladins.
Let's see. I will keep that to myself. And then... Five. Cool. So, as you come up and you start this conversation, Bob looks over at you. And he's like, "Richard, how you doing today? No, I didn't catch it. Tell me about what's going on."
So I'm going to pull out my phone and be like, go to my tabbed favorites and be like, "You see this new trend all the kids are doing? I don't understand what this whole no cap thing is, and Riz. Do you know what Riz is? Do I have Riz? Is Riz a thing you can have?"
Oh, that's just such... Oh, hold on. I've got the Urban Dictionary bookmarked on my phone. And so now he's going through and he's pulling up everything that you're point by point. Okay, so cap, no cap. So are you lying or telling the truth?
What does skibbity mean?
Skibbity. Oh, okay. And so as you two are doing this, what are Stryker and Tony?
Right, and Tony.
I'm physically shriveling due to cringe. I'm gonna see if so while that's happening, I'm just going to try to kind of side shimmy my way. Like blind spot's been achieved. We're gonna side shimmy our way towards what I'm going to presume is an elevator.
Okay. So I will say between you and the elevator, like you'll have to get through the badge scanner / metal detector arch.
So yeah, I guess here's the question for us. Because I'm just trying to process a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any reason why we wouldn't just be able to walk through?
Yeah. So this is supposed to be a corporate holiday. So all of the lower downs are off today. So that way there can't be things getting in the way of the new process being started.
Okay, cool. Go ahead.
Here's a question.
Mm-hmm.
Running off of the idea that my character's knowledge of electronics is very old school.
Yeah.
And having...
This is why I was so excited when you said that.
And having nostalgic keepsakes. If I stick a magnet to the scanner, would it shut off?
That is awesome. Okay, so now this is going to be your guys' first opportunity to roll. This is a 2d6 system. I'm going to go ahead and say this is a straight roll. So go ahead and roll 2d6, and you're just going to tell me what the higher number is.
Okay. Roll. 4.
4. All right. So with a 4, it's going to be a mixed result. So it's going to work a bit in your favor, but also a bit in the company's favor. So as you pull out this magnet and you stick it to the machine, at first, nothing directly happens, and like you move it around a bit, and right as you get the right spot, the lights on it flash, but the siren doesn't go off. And then it just stops. And Bob looks up and says, "Hey, wait, what are you doing? You guys can't go past this line. Like, what's going on?"
Oh, no, I'm tech. I'm here to... Just been bugging up all day, dude. I'm just trying to fix it.
Oh, okay, yeah. That makes sense. You're good. Sorry. So, then, like, I don't understand what they're doing with the Riz.
Oh my god.
You know, I think you got to be bussin' if you got the Riz, right? Like, you know, but
hold on, what's the one? And then he's back into the deep dive.
But I'm pretty sure you know, you a Sigma, so I'm gonna keep walking.
I hate this. Oh no.
And with that, you have successfully disarmed the badge scanner, and you can make it to the elevators. And then, I'm sorry, Tony, what was your
Hunter
name?
Johnson.
No, that's not real.
That's not real.
That's not...
Thank you. Hunter, what were you doing during this exchange?
So I think Hunter was slow playing it just in case it went south / running a little bit late.
Okay.
And so probably trying to pass through shortly thereafter. I think it's just a real quick sort of trying to slip through.
Yeah.
But also sort of making sure that
between the distraction and the disabling of the alarm, with its little hiccup, it's easy enough for you to just wander through.
Okay.
So from there, you guys actually, like, you succeed, you get into the elevators. It's locked off. This elevator only goes halfway up the building. So the way this place is set up, there is an express elevator on the first floor that goes all the way up, but you definitely don't have the badge to get to that. But you do know, as you go higher up the building, the elevators are no longer locked. So this is mostly to keep random people off the streets who are coming in to like deliver a package or something like that from getting to the penthouse levels. So you need to go up the building and then change elevators to continue your journey.
So real quick question, because we would kind of know this going in.
Yeah.
Before we get to the elevators,
Mhm.
can we do just a quick scan of the lobby of who's coming in and see if there might be a white whale of a target that might be somebody we can hop in with or something like that? Is there anything we might be able to...
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like either swap badges or like do something, you know.
I'll let this kind of be up to you guys. What time of the day would you have come in? Because knowing that you're not supposed to be here, would you be coming in at the start when there's a rush and all of the managers are going to be coming through at the same time, because then you can slip through the elevators, but you're more likely to get caught, so you're going to try and come at a later time when it's empty?
I mean, I think we definitely wouldn't come first thing in the morning. That's when they're the most narcs about.
Mm-hmm.
10 a.m.
Yeah, like shortly after, probably. Yeah.
Okay. So you're coming through roughly 10 a.m. At this point, there's not going to be very many people that would be coming through that would be able to use the express elevator.
Then yeah, we'll hop on. I'm down with hopping on and finding a spot above. I just wanted to just keep an eye out just in case there was a different solution already in front of us here.
Yeah, for sure.
So you guys, there's not really like a corporate knowledge style check. Would we know? I guess, like, I'm trying to think of this building. Is there a staircase all the way up and down the building? Is there...
Richard, go ahead and give me, let's go ahead and say with advantage. So on this one, you'll roll 3 dice and take the highest. 5, absolutely. So you do know for sure it was just kind of there. As you're thinking about this, you have the entire building mapped in your head. And if you go past the elevator bank and then turn right down the hall, there's the ground level public restrooms, and then there's a machine room where it links to like the ACs for the building and stuff like that. And then just past that is the emergency stairwell that goes all the way through the whole building. However, it is 75 stories.
You know, I think that idea may be a little delulu to go up the stairs like that, but I think, you know, we could just find manager and swipe maybe his key card or something.
Well, that's part of where I was at. You sort of, you know, you gotta. We got time before we run the play, right? The clock's counting down, but if we use those stairs, maybe hop up 1 or 2, right? Then we find one of those nice break rooms. And,
so you'll want to get to 5 to hop on the express.
Well, no. I take it up and then, from the top of that, stairs up a couple, right?
Yeah, I think we can do that. You know, this idea is fire.
See, there is a guy. What level is that transition from regular elevator to
That's what I'm saying. It's past the 5th level
It is 5th?
that
Okay.
the express elevator opens up and is a part of the regular bank.
There is there might be somebody on the 7th or 8th level. Might have who's coming in last place currently in our fantasy football league. We could maybe use some.
Oh, David.
Yeah, David's terrible at this.
Sister doesn't pay attention.
Well, he picked Jimmy Garoppolo as his quarterback, and that's a rough time. You know,
His favorite defensive team is the Buccaneers. Like, what if
well, I don't know. Yeah, what are you doing? What are you like? Foolish, right?
Yes, football.
Likes to start
Football.
his Thursday players in his flex spot.
Ugh.
Rookie.
We've just had a redeem for hydration in chat.
Making me stop talking about fantasy football. Which, by the way,
Thank you, Brett, for the
Hunter
relief.
Johnson's work personality is a sports guy. So, like, he is slightly known for being, like, the fantasy football league commissioner and some things like that, right? He's got a foam football in his cubicle.
I have to ask, how many of you are actually playing yourselves?
For the record, I am very close, but not.
Pretty close.
Kind of.
All right. So, unless I misunderstood, you are getting on the elevator here to go up. How far?
As high as we can, and then I think we're gonna take the stairs a few floors so we can get on that like express elevator zone.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah, no cap.
Well,
So you get in, and there's just like the same shitty music that everyone has heard in the elevator, except that it's a really old, degraded. It seems like they might actually be using physical medium and then pumping that through the building on like the PA system. So it's got like scratches and pops, and every floor. Boop, boop, boop. This elevator, especially just like first floor up through the top 10, is excruciatingly slow. When,
I would be cooked if I have to stay on this any longer.
and then you hear as it shudders to a stop, and you step into what can only be described as a nightmare of neon lights and ring cameras. The floor is a content creation studio run by the influencer CEO. She spins to face you, her bedazzled suit glittering in the harsh LED glow. Hey, fam! Oh, she sneers, holding up her phone to live stream. Looks like some sad losers just walked into my domain. Let's give the followers a show, shall we? You have hit a mid-level boss.
Oh man, this
oh
smacks.
no.
You guys see she's dressed in this glamorous but ridiculous, exaggerated, like silver bedazzled suit with like the horned shoulder pads and a weird combination of like corporate and drag makeup. And then she's got camera drones buzzing around the whole room filming everything. There's ring lights, and the floors are super slick and like hyper polished, almost to a mirror finish. And then there are random props all around the room, like big fake plants and inflatable mallets and the clapper hands. Anything you can think of that's just like stupid and that you would see behind the set in the Smosh studio is just strewn about.
Okay.
oh, this is awful.
Yeah.
It somehow gets worse the more I see it. I'm going to imagine that I have had to come and fix at least 10 things in this specific room.
Oh yeah, and there are things that are like, you've done wire patches with duct tape in here.
Oh, yeah.
One second. I'm just gonna look up the Smosh Studio. As someone who's not familiar with it.
Oh man, this studio be Ohio, yo. Like she be
So-
blazing over there.
Your challenge is you need to avoid the live stream traps. The drones catching you on camera could be a problem, or you may just get wrangled into the stream, have to perform a goofy dance, something like that. And then you also need to confront the influencer CEO. You need to either disarm her vanity by tricking her into like doing something really stupid, or physically take her down.
Okay.
Well, I ain't got Riz to be on stream, so I'm gonna like hide behind something.
I'm still looking up pictures of this set. Give me a sec. There we go. Okay.
I know what I could do about the drones, but go ahead.
So we're gonna go ahead and start with. Oh, thank you for updating that. With Richard, because you said you were gonna hide right away.
Yeah.
So let's go.
myself out of the elevator and hide.
This one's gonna be at disadvantage because she did immediately look over at you, and there are kind of cameras everywhere. So you're gonna roll both dice, but give me the lower.
2 5s.
Nice. So between the haze of like the buzzing cameras and her only half paying attention because she's like doing that selfie thing where she's watching the phone but her face is pointed away towards you guys, you're able to duck behind like a big plastic ficus. And then Stryker, what are you up to?
A good code monkey is never without a classic soda. I'm going to reach into my way too big to be comfortable wearing cargo pants and pull out a can of Monster and very threateningly crack it open as soon as one of the drones gets closer. And I'm just going to accidentally spill it all over those nice electronics.
So do you shake it up at all first?
Oh, for sure.
Okay. In that case, yeah, let's go ahead and go flat roll on this.
Okay.
To like attack the drone with your monster.
I'm all fours today.
All right. Yeah, so with that, it's going to be another mixed result. So you do get the drone and it comes up and it like starts doing the death spiral. But as you see that and you're like, yeah, I took one of them down, you see from the docking station across the room, a red light blinks and then another drone comes up and then flies over into that position as this one's like now crashing.
What is the point?
And Hunter, what are you up to?
Okay. Hunter, I have a couple of different ideas here. So Hunter, I think so these drones have cameras on them, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Which we're trying to avoid.
So they've got just a little Nikon hanging below with the full like stream lens on it, and then shotgun mics that are coming down and pointed down at an angle off of them. So they're all trying to shoot down from an upward angle.
Cool. I kind of want. So the first thing is I think Hunter has a flip book of or has like a stolen stack of Post-its that he's turned into a flip book.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the first goal is put sticky notes on as many camera lenses as possible. Trying to, obviously the goal here is to avoid being in the shot before it's covered.
All right.
So, yeah. So yeah. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, no, I like it, but there are like 5 or 6 of these drones flying around the room, and 2 of them are staying on her.
I guess. Okay, actually, here's a different thing. Would there happen to be a sports ball in the set equipment?
Absolutely, of the variety that you would prefer.
Okay, cool, perfect. Rugby it is. I'm just kidding. No, we'll make it like a a Nerf football here. I think
Sure.
that's probably the classic neon colors.
Classic
So it can
neon
fit
green with the tail coming off of it.
Exactly. So the idea here is going to be crashing drones into one another by pinging them with a Nerf football.
Okay.
That's it. Bonus points. Secondarily, crash the drone into the CEO or the middle manager there. But like right now, I'm just taking out drones if I can.
Yeah. Okay. So for this first one, we're gonna do a disadvantage roll, and that's just as you're trying to hit a flying thing with a ball that has low mass, with the intention of knocking that flying thing into another flying thing. So this is gonna be a challenging shot. Depending on how you roll it, you might get better and improve for a next attempt. But let's see how this one goes.
Okay, and it's disadvantage is 1 dice, correct?
So disadvantage starts at 2 dice, take the lesser. As disadvantage gets worse, then it goes down to 1 die.
Okay.
The dice system in this game, while you're rolling, is actually really interesting. So that it going down, that's what it does. Going up, you add dice up to the point that you're rolling 4d6.
Yeah, that's 2 6s right there.
All right. So you throw this, and not only do you actually manage to hit the rotor at just the right angle that you've caused this first drone to go flipping and twirling into another one, but the rotor then shoots the Nerf ball back towards a different drone. And with this one hit, you take out half the drones in the room.
That's gotta be worth some extra fantasy points. We gotta have that league next
actually,
year.
with that, you're actually going to go ahead and gain height.
Hell yeah.
And then Stryker, as you were already working on also trying to take out one of the drones, and you saw the charging dock, you noticed that they only had 1 spare. So at this point, of the 6 total drones in the room, you're down to the 2 that are hovering around her.
While that's happening, I know that it's bad etiquette to film ring lights. Can I go and just start unplugging things by the wall and the ficus?
Absolutely. You won't need to roll for that. You're already back there, and like I've got in my mind the image of like every now and then, if you're too far away, the plant just like picks up and scoots over a bit, and then plops back down as you. Yeah.
Because I'm gonna let Stryker cook. I'm gonna let him cook it.
Yeah. All right. So with that, she does this like overly performative, theatrical like villain laugh. Now you're gonna play with me. With that, she throws out a glitter bomb.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So I know that Richard kind of dove straight to a plant. Stryker and Hunter, did you guys move from the elevator, or did you just like stay close to?
I would have had to move into the room to get the Nerf football. So
Sure.
I think that I am by a shelf somewhere, right? Like, or by a table, by a shelf, something with bits and bobs on it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I went straight into trying to defeat some of the drones, so I would have stayed where I am, kind of.
All right. So, with that, I got tubes for rolling multiple things there, which is total failures. She goes to throw the glitter bomb, but as she does that, it actually snags on that spiked shoulder pad, and instead of throwing it, it slips out of her hand, drops at her feet, and she goes up in a cloud of glitter. And like, as it starts to settle, you see she struck a pose, and is like, and that's how we do it here. So she turned that failure of like trying to attack you into like maintaining the stream and keeping the vibe. You were having fun. All right, now we're gonna come back to Richard.
I imagine I'm getting closer, and if there's Nerf footballs, I imagine just like every desk, there's other fidgets and stress toys around.
Mhm.
So while I'm unplugging modems, computers, the drone port, maybe, who knows? I want to grab more things for Hunter to throw at
Okay.
whatever Hunter wants to throw it at, and I'll just be like, "Here you go." Unplug them.
Go ahead and give me another flat roll. We're just gonna see like the quality of stuff that you're able to provide.
3 is the highest.
Awesome. So with that, you've got like a couple of less than half full like plastic water bottles, like the disposable kind, not even the good ones.
The ones that the corporate gives out, every year.
Yeah, and it's the really thin, very crinkly plastic.
The one with a lot of PVAs or whatever in it, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So like, he could probably make this work, but they're not going to be super great, and they're going to like fold as he tries to fling them. However, for unplugging things, I did my own back end roll. You're doing stellar, and you actually have just managed to actually get the modem for this floor.
Ooh, so she may not be live streaming.
Yeah. And then Striker.
Do I notice that's been unplugged?
Yeah, so you've thrown that, and you saw the charging dock, and then as everything's getting unplugged, you see the power goes out in that, and you look over, and you see just like as he's going along, unplugging everything he can get his hands on.
Hey, Emily, you know you're not streaming, right?
What the fuck are you doing?
No,
As the whole, like face drops.
The net's been off. You know what I bet it is? 'Cause we were sent here to fix that. You know, corporate upstairs has been saying some real messed up stuff about, your influence stuff. I mean, to be fair, you do look like Diva Talks.
All
Your
right,
assumption that she has no idea who that probably is. So just going through now the list of Power Rangers villains.
No drip.
So when you're doing that, I'm going to give you a chance here to use one of your skills. Are you like mimicking the voice of someone in higher up management, talking shit about her?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Probably. Let's go HR Dave.
Awesome. Yes. In that case, I'm going to let you go ahead and roll for Dick Punch. Now, against suits, it always starts with a base disadvantage. So it would be roll 2, take the lesser. But because you're using the skill and you're hitting something so vital, I'm going to let you do it as a flat roll.
Come on, give me something. That's a 6.
Yes.
Go.
As you say that, you see her eyes start to water, and the makeup itself runs before you actually can tell that it's crying, and like her whole face is just melting off, and she goes sprinting out of the room.
Is that a win?
Amazing.
That counts as a successful Dick Punch. You have just beat the influencer CEO.
Just
Ooh.
calmly chug my white monster.
As she flees, she actually does drop the key to the penthouse elevator.
Good.
Ruby.
Let's see.
Yes.
That was wild. I mean, good call on the chords there.
I just know every time I have a tech issue, they always tell me to unplug, plug it back in, turn it off, turn it back on.
And it works every time.
Every time.
Every time.
And Diva Talk, is that one of those like talk shows that's somewhere or what?
No, it's from Power Rangers Turbo.
Was that the new one?
No, it was not.
Oh.
It's
No, that's
okay.
Ninja Force.
No, yeah, that's the
Samurai.
Oh Lord, no, that is the new one. Well, technically, Cosmic Fury would be. I'm not going into this.
So, where does Mighty Morphin fall into this?
That's the first one.
Yeah.
And then it was Zeo, and then it was Turbo.
All
and
right.
Diva Talk is from Turbo.
So, shall we? Well, one, I would like to look around the room and see what some of the stuff is here because I'm for sure stealing some of her supplies.
Duct tape would be great.
Duct tape could be very useful.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you look around the set, and there are rolls of duct tape and gaffer tape laying around. There's also, for sure, stapler, scotch tape. There's like all the normal desk stuff.
Yeah.
There's a couple of like stream setups where they've got like the slider boards and several keyboards, and then there's some prop instruments, which, though they're real, they have never been used as real instruments.
All right. So, what do we think about maybe taking some of those instruments as cover, and we're the band to play for the lunch gathering? At the corporate retreat. Yeah?
I'm gonna pick up a triangle.
I am gonna pick up the football of musical instruments, the guitar. And we're gonna go from there. I also, the other thing I want to look at is if this is a studio, then likely they have sound panels. And if they have sound panels, they likely have the spray adhesive that you use to put sound panels up. Any chance I can snag a can of spray adhesive?
Yes, absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Like contact glue spray on. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what that'll get used for, but man.
Awesome. So from here, you're going to make your way towards the elevators. And yeah. You stumble into an area that looks a little bit different from the rest of this. And by a little bit, I mean a lot. This is a corporate cafeteria. There's employees in bland gray suits lined up for sad, overpriced lunches. Or at this point, brunch. A grumpy lunch lady eyes you from behind the counter and says, "You're not supposed to be here." And she smashes a big red button. Suddenly, food fight cannons pop out of the walls. You need to avoid the cannons firing like soggy spaghetti and like old yogurt where it's like separated and overly salted soup. Also, the workers in here are too afraid to help you.
Okay. I will ask this really early because my immediate instinct was to try and get the workers to help me. If we roll well enough, is there a possibility of changing that, or is that just saying they're out of this?
The most you can get from the people that are in the cafeteria is they might try to hype you, but they're not going to take any actions to help you.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to ask the question, because my immediate idea is bunk now. That's cool. Do either of you have an idea for what to do immediately?
I was gonna dive under one of the cafeteria tables.
Yeah, I was gonna probably dive and just say that the meatballs are people. They're eating people. The meatballs are people. Soylent
Okay.
Green.
Oh, I
I
got
have
that
an
reference.
I have an idea.
And then
All right.
eat myself under it.
I would like to sprint in front of the lunch lady,
Mm-hmm.
using my impeccable timing to trip and dodge out of the way so that
As
the
a
lunch
shot
lady...
hits her.
Exactly. I want to put her in her own lane of fire.
So, with your impeccable timing, that's an auto success, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Awesome. Yeah, so as you described, you see this, you line up the room, and you're like, okay, that's the door. I need to get through there. And you go to run, and you're doing great. You're visualizing Usain Bolt, and then you hit a bit of that yogurt on the floor, and you got the wet spot, and your feet just slide out from under you. You slam on your back, looking up just in time to see a full meatloaf intact come straight across where you were standing and impact her in the face.
Hell yeah.
She gets
and I
knocked on her ass.
I would like to say the yogurt I slipped on is banana flavored.
Absolutely. When she falls, her hand comes off the button, and the guns stop firing, and then immediately fold back up into the wall.
Time to and just scrambling back up. And I think as he's getting out of there, there is going to be a shout of, "They're hiding chicken nuggets in the back, by the way."
Chicken nuggets, fucking go get them! And you hear like fresh rioting in that room now, and the food cannons reactivating.
Oh no! Ah.
Is she
Amazing.
touching it again, or is
Yeah,
it-
like she's hopped back up and is like trying to regain control of the room.
For the record, I believe this would be
And yeah,
after
like
we leave.
you two also could have like followed him
Yeah.
out. You're not re-trapped in.
Yeah. I was like, that would be a bad move. Yeah.
I abandoned my party.
I think as leaving, I would just yell like, "Down with the class traitor and the bourgeoisie! Rise up and get those nuggies, people!"
You say that, and you look back, and one of the employees who was wearing just like a super bland suit is now wearing a beret. It's gone!
They can be
dope.
cheese Guevara now.
God damn it! I love
Cheese
it.
Guevara is fantastic.
It's so good.
I'm naming a restaurant that.
You guys from this make it to the correct, like, the express elevator. You put in the key card, which you're able to hold on to. You load in, and you now have, again, like 65, 70 floors to go. This one is much quieter. It's quicker, but you're
Very
still
cute.
there for a few minutes. And in that time, Striker and Richard, you get a whiff of like overly soured dairy and banana.
Not me. No.
No,
cap.
no. Mm-mm.
I'm gonna take off my tie and like wrap it around my fist, my left fist, and then I'm gonna get my stapler ready in my right and make a couple like.
Yes.
I'm going to
Right.
reach into the other jacket, like the other pants pocket, and pull out a NOS can, and then crack that open and take a couple sips of that.
Nice. And Hunter?
I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea right now. My character's fake talent is active listening, and I I'm gonna say that applies here because I was trying to clip Cheese Guevara, and dealing with that, and I did not at all hear what the setup was.
I hit the clip button on a thing earlier, and I don't know what it is because like it opened the other tab, and I'm like, great, it's there now. I'll deal with that in a bit.
That's basically what I tried to do, except the sound was wonky, and so like I was fighting sound stuff real quick. So anyway,
No,
sorry.
I will give you the context. We're doing like the badass suit up moment as you guys are going up the elevator.
Okay. Cool. I think. What did everybody else?
I have my stapler in one hand, fist wrapped in my tie in the other hand. I don't know how we got it, but somehow maybe it's like Sharpie instead of whatever, but just like the Sharpie underlines. Like
okay.
And I've cracked open a NOS can from my other cargo pants pocket, and I'm just chugging it.
Perfect. Okay, cool. So I think there. So by the way, Hunter Johnson is wearing a sweater vest with a button up underneath and a tie. And the tie comes off, and the loop of the tie actually gets hooked around the Nerf football that we had taken from before, turning it into a long range slingshot. And also tucking it into like a belt loop so that it sticks with you. The sweater comes off, and he rips a portion of it and turns into a headband. And the top 3 buttons get unbuttoned to just show like fluff of chest hair out the top. And in the pocket of this thing is a bunch of like highlighters and pens and like scissors, just office supplies stuffed in that pocket to the max. And then at that moment, the guitar is held out in front, and even though it's an electric guitar that's not plugged in, he does a strum. And if this were a movie, you would hear like, right? But we just hear twang.
I now have to add because of that. I pull off my glasses and take like basically these 2 fingers and just poke the lenses out and fashion them into like makeshift knuckles. I immediately start to squint because I can't see. I reach into my jacket pocket and pull out a second pair of the exact same style of glasses and put those on. But these ones have tape in the middle that hold them together.
All right. With that, you hear the boom, boom. As again, this elevator lurches to a stop. And the door opens. And before you can even step out, you're intercepted by a team of 6, like, very well, like, trimmed.
You're welcome.
Nobody's
You're
talking to you, Siri. Oh, like,
They're listening, Rev. They're listening.
clean shaven, perfectly trimmed, slicked hair, identical black suits. The legal team is standing there, and one of them adjusts his glasses and says, "Halt! You're in violation of Section 742B of the Employee Non-Disruption Clause. Sign here to admit your wrongdoing." You need to get past these guys, ideally without them getting you to sign the paperwork or sending you to HR.
Well, I think I'm really good at corporate speak. And I'm going to be like, well, actually, if you read subsection B of Article 17 with the synergetic incorporation clause there, where people are encouraged to act together, that's where we're actually abiding by the rules.
The section you're talking about is about the parking guidelines.
I have a question on a ruling thing. So impacts.
Uh-huh.
So my peeve Peeves they trigger an anti-authority attitude. My peeve is an overuse of corpo speech.
Oh.
Yes. All right.
It would probably be a really dumb thing to just in an overly energy drink enthused rage just uppercut this suited man's junk, right?
I love this. Go ahead and roll for Dick Punch on this one.
Fantastic.
He is also not a suit, so this is a flat roll.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, I cannot roll anything but a 4 apparently.
All right. Well, you got that 6 earlier.
Yeah.
So with that, you hearing the corpo speak from him, and then your companion's own nonsensical attempt at corpo speak, you just go blind for a second with the rage, and like straight up into it, and you do connect. But in doing so, you've stepped in to do it, and the two men flanking him grab you by the shoulders. He goes down to the ground, but they've got you in their grips now.
What happened? Everything went black for a second?
You're gonna have to come with us. Ajar's definitely gonna hear about this one. Hunter, what are you doing?
I think Hunter immediately will see this and be like, look at the leader and be like, hey, Steven, you're in violation of Section 12 of the Fantasy Football League rules. Don't be a dickweed. And is gonna straight up just start to swing the guitar at him. You're out of the league.
All right, so I love this because you're combining a few things there, and it's amazing. First of all, Steve, the leader, is the one that's dick punched in on the ground, and he looks up and says, "I'm just doing a job."
Then it might be one of the other ones. I might have chosen here. But you know,
who are you swinging
the
the
idea
guitar
is
at?
I do want to free our friend.
Right. Well, I mean, even a distraction can do that. So who are you swinging the guitar at?
Probably the closest one holding them. Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll. With the commotion, and they'll likely have their backs turned to you as they're trying to escort Stryker away. I'm going to go ahead and give you advantage on this one.
Hell yeah. So
So
that's
roll
2,
3,
take
take
the higher, right? Oh,
roll 3, take the highest.
Hell yeah. That's holy shit. I'm rolling on fire today. I'm gonna reveal all 3 of these because it's wild. I have 2 5s and a 6. That's fucking wild, dude.
So you say that. In my head, it's still the guy on the ground, and he's just like you're adding salt in the wound. But then you swing the guitar in this like beautiful upward arc, and it catches the guy flat on the back, who's trying to haul away Stryker. And you hear 2 sounds. First, the of the wind getting knocked out of his lungs, and then the twang of all of the strings in the guitar like vibrating at the same time in this awful discordant tone as he gets knocked on his ass. The other one holding Stryker like, wait, what? And now you have 5 total, 6, 2 down, 4 of these guys looking at you, 1 still hands on Stryker. With this, actually, wait, Richard, did you get an opportunity?
I was gonna say, oh, we're doing this, and then I take the stapler in my hand and just spin and punch one of them with a stapler right in the dick.
Yes. Go ahead and give me Give me a flat roll, but I'm going to roll something else with this.
A 3 and a 6. So 6.
Nice. You guys with those like hard successes. So you do, and you not only like get a solid hit with it, but the stapler actually goes off. And you didn't realize that because of the area that where you grabbed the stapler from, this is one of the real thick ones made for going through like contract bundles. So it's got like an inch-long staple that pops out, and this man collapses.
Someone's gonna think he's just playing really deep in his Vampire the Masquerade game.
Oh, apparently a stretch was redeemed that we missed, by the way. This is a good moment to just stretch and shake it out.
Thank you.
Shake it off.
Shake it off. Oh, thank you.
Beautiful.
Like 7
So you
things
actually
popped in
took
that
me-
stretch. I needed
I'm
it so
assuming-
bad. Oh my god.
I'm assuming that was the one that was still holding on to Striker.
Whoever was closest to me.
Yeah,
like,
so
we're
Striker
going.
stepped out to make the punch. So it would have been the two like closest to the elevator, like come up right behind him. So you two have taken those out. Striker took out the middle, being the sort of boss type leader, one of them. So the remaining 3 look at you guys with a very serious like, we're not taking this. And all 3 of them click a button on their briefcases, and you see that the briefcase itself drops out of their hands, but the handle remains. But the way it's positioned, they're all now wearing brass knuckles. The legal ninjas are here to brawl.
Ooh.
And-
Okay. All right.
So,
Let's see. So the legal ninjas.
you could almost call them like a what's a cool strong bird that could like have a patriotic sense? I don't know, a legal something.
Eagles. The legal eagles.
Legal
which is also
turkeys.
a-
Got it. There.
So we've got attacks coming. That is a 2, a 4, and a 3. So, Striker, as they would have you mostly surrounded, that 4 is going for you. And they're going to go for a gut punch. And in that moment, what you realize is once they've punched you and you like swung out like that, they get your handprint on the document. And they have immediately gotten you with a write-up. So you take 1 grind and 1 limit. There. And then Hunter, you take the 3. So same thing, they're coming in, you see that exact move, so you dodge the first one with an elbow, but because you've dodged a brass knuckle with your elbow, he's actually had this unintentional effect of hitting your funny bone. And you drop the guitar. You are,
That's okay.
for the moment, unarmed.
That's okay. I have. Does anybody have an immediate thought? Because I have one, but I don't want to jump anybody here.
You're good.
I was checking with the other players. All right, hats off to you. Have been redeemed. James knows what to do. There we go. The fact that they stay together is what's wild to me.
Oh yeah.
For the record, hats off to you is normally just 1 swap of hat, but we talked. I was warning folks beforehand, and James comes out of nowhere with this stack, and I was like, "All right, if this happens, We've got to do this. I love it. I love it so much. But the idea
much
here, it's so many hats. It just keeps going. Anyway, so the idea here for Hunter is actually to shout that it is. Hold up! You can't do this. It's time for the union mandated 15-minute break. And this is his thing. Is he wants to make folks pause by stating that there's a union mandated break right now. Whether or not there's actually a union, that's up to you. But just invoking,
particularly mentioning that as like a threatening force to the legal team.
Yes.
The three remaining guys look at each other like, we'll be back in 15 minutes. Don't leave this spot. And they're going to storm off down the hall. And with that, we're going to go ahead and take this. Yeah?
Oh, I was going to, just as we fade to break, you'll hear Hunter shout back to them, as union rep, you can't mandate us not leave this spot, for the record.
God damn, we'll find you! And with that, we're going to go and take this opportunity to cut into a short break. We'll be back in like an hour or 4.
We'll be back in a few minutes, y'all. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Streams it. Still going.
Are we?
Yeah.
Blood?
Welcome back, one and all, to the Wonderarium. We're back to punch some more dicks. Even if you don't have a dick, we're going to punch it. That's been the theme of today's episode. Rev, you want to take us back into the action? Maybe do a quick recap?
Absolutely. So, up to this point, you guys have snuck past the security guard and bypassed a small portion of the security system. You have made a social influencer cry herself to sleep. You have started a food fight, ended a food fight, and then started a new food fight. And sterilized a lawyer.
What a sentence.
Man, his deference got sansed.
So, from there, as we left off, the lawyers were sulking back in their cave at the threat, at the mention of a threat, rather, of upsetting the union and pissing off a union rep. So you guys have just gotten away from that environment. Which means the only thing between you and being able to keep your vacation and sick days is the final boss. You run down the long hall. This part of the building is all like black marble floors and the sort of dark wooden panel walls with gold trim and lighting fixtures. And it goes for a while. You start to wonder how it's possible they got a hallway this long in a building as narrow as this. And as you start to focus on that, you see the door ahead. And you kick it through, and you come blasting through this double doorway. You burst into the penthouse office, a gaudy expanse of gold trim and leather furniture. The CEO sits in a massive swivel chair puffing on a cigar. His tie is so wide that it might be classified as a sash. He spins to face you, grinning. I've been expecting you. Do you really think you can topple a man of my stature? He gestures to the room where their security laser grid crosses the floor. There's a literal money cannon next to him, aimed at you. Come on, give me your best shot. So,
All right.
dude's in a big suit and a rolly chair. He uses bribery and ridiculous weapons such as a money cannon, and his room has as a glass desk, the security lasers, and floor-to-ceiling windows.
Now help me out here. Do we know, are these lasers like sensors, or are these lasers like cut you in half lasers?
You are not sure.
Okay. Because that's going to be Hunter's first thing, is taking this adhesive and spraying it into a field of lasers. Because one, it'll help these lasers show up. And two, that's fucking flammable. If these are cut you in half lasers, that's going to burn.
Yeah, and you do see a puff of flame and a wisp of smoke as it hits.
Watch out. The lasers are sharp.
So, who would like to? Yes.
Team huddle, right by the door. So, anyone got anything for lasers? I think we can deal with the money cannon.
Well, hold on. What color are the lasers?
Red.
Actually, I was gonna say the green to go with the money theme.
Green.
Okay, so they're like.
Colorblind.
Okay, so they're like. Okay, so they're green lasers. That's real retro. Where are they? Can I see where the lasers are coming from?
Yeah, so there are like really obvious studs along two of the walls. So one going one way, the other going the other way to get the cross pattern. And as you step into the room, you're on a raised platform. The rest of the room, up to where his desk is dropped down about 6 inches. That's where the laser grid is, and then his desk is on another similarly raised platform.
Does anyone have like a class ring with a jewel on it or a mirror or something?
Alright, those holidays were real fucking gilded. I bet you there's some shiny shit in that hallway. I bet you there's a mirror or something in there. Is there, Rev? I know that polished gold is shiny, but is there a gemstone or a mirrored surface or one of those really polished metal statues?
The door that you guys kicked through, there's a set of double doors with the push-pull gold handles on it. So there's that as being a readily available nearby thing.
Okay. We'd have to get that off there, though. All right. And how big is this floor of?
Yeah, the section across is about 30 feet.
30 feet. Looking some things up. Does anybody know the average length of a guitar string?
It's not 30 feet.
No.
No? I'm well aware of that.
It's like 6 feet. It's
43 inches.
43 inches. 43 inches. I'm going to do some fast math here.
It's a little
It's
under
an
4.
auto fail. But I'm very, very, I believe that I can do it. So I'm going to do some fast math with 43 inches by, we'll say, 5 strings in a guitar, or is it 6?
6.
That's gotta be at least 30 feet. So if I tie these guitar strings together, I think that I could maybe lasso something or get something across or affect these in some way. And so that is the thing that I think Hunter is going to be like.
Awesome. So yeah, you do that real fast, and you kind of rattle it off. Guys, I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna make a lasso real quick, and you're taking apart the guitar, and you're failing at getting the strings to tie together because they're. For those who don't know, guitar strings are metal cables. They don't tie.
Well, they have the little wound at the bottom, so you just stick the smaller one into the next one, and then you tie them off. I've never made a guitar whip, ever.
Why would I do that? That'd be crazy.
You take a couple of minutes doing that. What are Stryker and Richard doing?
Can I throw the trail mix we get in the break room into the laser grid and see if it tracks it or if it's just stationary?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's easy enough. So you make the toss, and the grid does stay stationary. A few of the pieces go through it, and you get hit with the whiff of at first it's pleasant because there's smoked and roasted almonds and peanuts and stuff like that, and then an M&M goes through one of the lasers, and now it's burnt sugar, and that's killed the mood.
I think since they're stationary, I think I can get through this.
Awesome.
I think I got this. I think I could do it. I want to TikTok dance my way across the floor.
All right. Go ahead and this isn't in the rules, but I want to do this where you roll and I roll.
Okay.
And we're going to see who gets higher. So both dice, better number.
Best is a 4.
I got a 5 and a 6.
4 and a 1.
So you step down onto the lower floor, and the grid is visible, so you can see the pattern. And you put your foot into the gap, and with the first step you take, you hear a boom as you get hit in the chest, and it feels like you've been punched by a wad of $100 bills. And you look, it's a banded strap. That's just like full on pelted you right in the sternum, and it causes you to stumble back.
Take this as my bonus.
Not gonna be that easy.
That's some beta shit right there. No cap.
Striker.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to back out into. Okay, hold on. We came out from the express elevator, right?
Yeah.
The express elevator is the fancy elevator.
Mm-hmm.
Does this fancy elevator happen to have mirrors along the sides?
It does, but there was the very long hallway between the elevator and where you are, so you can run back. But it's going to take you a couple of minutes.
If I run back and find anything that can reflect something before I get to the elevator, I'd like to grab that.
Sure. So you have the idea of the elevator, and you turn and run, and you actually pass one of the light fixtures with the wall sconces. And you notice it's got the like raised out circular part that attaches to the wall, and then the little pipe that has the light on it. And you grab that, and you like give it a good yank, and the whole thing does come out of the wall.
I'm gonna immediately start running back.
Awesome. I'm gonna say that you've got plenty of time to do both because the lighting's really consistent. They're showing off the wealth. And what are you gonna try and do with
it? From where the lasers are going, because green lasers and a dude wearing a suit like that with that kind of voice, he's 100% an 80s villain. And 80s villains with lasers were always beaten by reflecting the laser.
Awesome. All right. So in that case, let's go ahead and do. This does seem to be an attack directly on him, so it's going to be an at disadvantage roll.
That's fair. They were both 5.
Nice. So you make the hit, and you hit him like square in the chest, almost as if paying back for your buddy getting hit. And he also gets winded, and you see like the chair is being pushed back as the beam is like pushing onto him. And then he punches a panel in his desk, and it shuts off the laser grid. You're not gonna get me that easy.
I hate to ask this. Does he look like Mr. Big from Narc? I know that's a deep cut, but
just looking up Mr. Big from Narc to see the answer is yes. The answer is all we know that the answer is yes.
So in my head, I was thinking of a sort of Kingpin-esque thing, but I like this.
Fantastic.
All right. Yeah, that's the 3 of you. So with that, he shuts off the laser grid, and he backs up, and you see him flip a switch on the money cannon. And whereas before he had a hand on it and was like aiming it, it now like comes to and focuses at you guys. It seems to now be in some sort of turret mode. As he then reaches into his desk and puts on a set of massive golden rings on both hands. He's like, let's do this. And then he tosses the desk to the side.
Okay. Cool. I think. I am thinking. Anyway, I need to think on something a little bit longer. Sorry, y'all. I spoke too early. Y'all got an idea?
I think I'd stand up, pocket the $100 bill roll, and put it in my pocket. That hit me, and try and like scuttle back away and hide behind the door as I like place grab the handle because you said it's a big golden handle thing.
Yeah.
Handle and start pulling, and I imagine I'd have to put 2 feet on the door, so I'm completely perpendicular to it as I'm trying to rip the handle off the door.
Awesome. And I love that visual. Go ahead and give me a roll. Because you're putting your force into it, let's do this. Let's go great advantage. 4 dice.
Oh yeah.
Also, for the record, as you've pocketed that money, that is 10 grand.
Going on vacation after this. 2 6s.
Dope. You do have the opportunity to roll 2 more times if you want, but you've already hit the max number twice.
Well, I rolled all out of the 4. Yeah, there was 2 6s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. So you absolutely, you get yourself in position and you put your full body into it and rip the whole door handle off. So you've got the handle and the plate that it was attached to, but the wood itself is like stripped behind it but intact.
Cool. That's going on my one hand that has my tie, the other hand has my stapler, and like, let's do this.
All right. Striker.
I'm still holding on to that, what I used to reflect the thing. I think I'm just going to go off of instinct. I'm just going to throw it at him.
Yes. All right, so that's another direct attack, so it's also going to be at the 1 disadvantage, so 2 guys take lesser.
That's bad. That's a 2.
Oh, no. So you go to throw it, and in doing so, like, the laser grid's turned off, your friends just ripped a door handle off the door, you're kind of caught off guard, and you chuck it, and it hits Hunter in the back of the head.
Sorry.
So, Hunter, you going into your turn are kind of dazed and stumbling forward a bit. What are you doing with this?
Well, I have the burned singes of. Did you say I destroyed all the pieces of the guitar, or what happened with the guitar strings?
So you've pulled the strings off the guitar and, like, I'm assuming have some degree of, like, knotted wire in your hands.
Okay.
The
All
guitar
right,
itself is still intact unless you had to break it to get them off.
I wasn't quite sure exactly. You were talking about dismantling the guitar itself, and I do not know enough about guitars to know exactly how much dismantling needed done.
Yeah, it's just that.
Okay. So I think that yeah, I think Hunter is gonna.
That's Justin Frank.
What?
Oh, the guitar.
Oh,
Yeah.
there we go. Yeah, so I think Hunter is going to take the guitar wire, and he's realized, I think, that it's not lasso material at this moment. Right? Like, it's not quite so good, but it is still wire.
Mm-hmm.
And he is going to sprint towards the money gun, try to hook it around the barrel, and slide so that it pulls the barrel towards our big shot here.
Okay.
This is the goal here.
All right. Let's go ahead. I'm looking at your stuff. Let's just do a straight roll on this for the slide and hook, and then we will do a separate attack roll at disadvantage,
Okay.
depending on how the first one goes.
Just. Oh, that's fun. 1 second. I think this might be a time to spend a hype. I don't know if I can do that after the fact.
Yeah, go for it. I'm down with
Cool,
that.
because I just rolled double ones here, so. So let's see. That just gives me 1 extra attack because that's strong advantage. So strong
yeah,
advantage
so
is two more. So
Strong
it's four
advantage
total.
is roll. It's 3 total. Sorry, yeah. Strong advantage is 4 dice, and you take the highest.
So since I've already rolled the 2, I'm just rolling 2 extra to make that strong advantage. That's a 6 and a 4.
Nice. So you'll take the full success on that, and you come up and you like drop down to your knees and slide as you hook using the base end of the strings, the really thick ones that are recoiled, and you grab that and you pull the slide through, re-aiming it. Go ahead and now make the disadvantage attack.
Okay, so that's 2 and take the lowest.
Yes.
That's a double one again.
Oh.
Awesome. Do you so you're supposed to start with 1 hype? And then I believe you gained 1, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah, so if you want to try and use that second one, you can. Or if you want to let the hit or the fail stand, you also can.
So to it says it can be used to strong advantage on a task. Ignore penalty versus higher up, which the penalty would just put it at normal, wouldn't it?
It would.
So that given that I've already rolled 2 1s, that's not going to do much for
It's
me.
not going to help you then. All right.
So
So-
I'll hold on to it.
You do that, and because you've like yanked this barrel and are sliding, what's happened is you actually pulled it down, and it was already trying to track you as you were the one moving towards it. So
Oh,
it
no.
fires, and you get the full force right in the side of your head. So, bright side, you get 10 grand. Downside, you're gonna lose your next action.
Okay.
All right. And now, the boss. He's gonna walk over and, starting with you, he's gonna pick you up and try and toss you at the other two. Never mind. We have a 2 and a 1. He's gonna walk over and like try and intercept you. See you get shot in the head. He's like, not my problem. And instead he's gonna like try and redirect, but the wad of money bounces off your head and goes to where his foot is, and he slips and falls back. So he's flat on his ass, you're flat on your ass. Richard, what are you up to?
I would run over now that the laser grid is off and
Mhm.
seeing the CEO there on his CEO on his back next to Hunter. I just run up and stapler in hand, staple him right in the face while he's on the ground, like right in the forehead, smack dab in the center.
Awesome. All right, so that's going to be an attack at disadvantage.
Can I hype myself up for this one? Use my 1
Uh,
hype.
yeah,
So that makes it a flat roll.
that becomes a flat roll.
6 and 3.
All right. So with a 3, no, with the 6, sorry, that's a full success.
Yeah.
You are able to like staple his forehead. And again, these are those really big, long staples. Now they're not going to go very far into bone or anything like that. But so now he's got like a metal ring sticking out of his forehead. He's not feeling super good about that, but it's also like just pissing him off. Striker, what do you got going?
Can I start? So is this platform like naturally raised, or as the tech guy do I know like, okay, there's some mechanics in here that have like lifted this platform up to make it do that?
Awesome question. Let's go ahead and give me. Hold on. You want to lose dice on the. Yes. So it will be a mechanical system
Okay.
that you probably remember being installed.
And he's big evil corpo man. Does he have just like a bunch of windows overlooking the city behind him as the back?
Massive windows behind him, floor to ceiling.
I want to see if I can hack the mainframe to tilt that platform because he's still in his chair, and just make his chair slide all the way back into the window.
I like this. I will say you have that listed as a fake talent. Is that an
Yes.
auto fail?
I think. Let me see if that's an auto. I'm certain it is, because I forgot.
It is in fact an auto fail.
It is an auto fail.
So what you're gonna go and you're like, guys, I got this, and you go to the panel on the wall next to you, and you start like tapping into it frantically, except that it doesn't have a keyboard. It's a touch screen, and so like that's slowing you down, and you're getting frustrated, and like they're kind of looking at you, and you're like, and you pull the panel open, and you just start like smashing wires together, and what you end up doing is just lowering the two raised bits, and now it's all one level floor.
Oh,
Symbolism.
I meant that. I told you not to do that.
All right. And Hunter, this is the point where you don't get to do anything.
Ready though?
I will say, the spinning is slowing down, and the room is like starting to hold still again, and you can like try and start to get up. But from there, the boss is going to right himself. He's going to grab the chair by the one post at the bottom and start swinging that around like a mace. He's going to come at you guys. I will say, if he connects with this, it's going to be a knockout. And this game doesn't have any sort of death mechanic. What it does have is either termination, or if you would become like permanently incapacitated, the loop starts over for you. So, he's got this mace and he's ready to come for you guys. You're still down as far as he's concerned, so he's going to come towards. You with the stapler.
I just home aloned him, so yeah.
God damn it! It's a pair of fucking twos. So he goes to do that, and as he goes to stand up, like the force of having hit the back of his head when he fell down, because he's a big guy, and then the staple in the front of his head, his equilibrium is not quite right, and as he goes to swing the chair, he stumbles forward and has to like catch himself with the chair. So he's still not doing anything. Now we're going to take it back around. Richard, you're up.
With him missing, I'm going to be like, it's not easy getting your hands dirty, is it? And then with the other hand that has the door handle, I'm just going to, he's like in the back of the head, if I can, punch him.
All right. Yes. Roll on that one.
Disadvantage?
It is still disadvantage, and you no longer have the height.
3 is my lowest.
Nice. All right. So you do hit him, and it connects, and he goes down even harder. He drops the chair. But in doing so, you've hit what feels like concrete with this plate. And if you weren't holding the door handle with the plate on the front, you feel like you would have shattered your fist. But instead, now what you have is this plate is U-shaped and pinning your hand onto it.
What is this guy made of?
I'm as good as gold, baby.
Well, knowledge guy goblin over here, gold's actually very pliable. So if anything, I'd be denting you and chipping you away. But whatever.
You're gonna be fired when I'm finished here. Striker, what's up?
Yeah, no. This is good. This is good. I have a thing though. So ready, y'all.
Can we have him do his thing first? Because I have no idea what I'm doing.
Okay, go.
Hunter, what do you got?
So, every rich person has a statue of something on their desk, right? Like this is a known thing. And I would like to say that there is a statue of himself.
Yes, it's Nate.
Good with that? Perfect. Love that. This is much like the statues that Hunter designs for street art. And he's grabbing it. And I think he's jumping off the desk towards where the fist fight basically is going on. And after the phrase, "What is this guy made of?" There's gonna be, "I don't know what he's made of, but he's ugly and he for sure has acne." And he's swinging the street art like statuette at the back of this dude's head.
Awesome. All right. I'm gonna say with the circumstances, make this one as a flat attack.
Okay. Is there any chance that I convinced you that there was enough street art influence in this?
You want it to auto succeed.
Maybe.
I'm gonna roll a die.
Okay.
If it's even, I'll let you have it. If it's odd, you're gonna roll, but it'll be a flat roll.
Okay.
It's 12.
Even
So
was
you
great.
have the auto success. All right. So you do that, and you come like jumping in off the desk with the statue in hand, saying that, and he looks back up just in time to see you coming in with the statue, and you hit him square on that staple, hammering it in a bit and shattering the statue.
Oh.
In that moment, you've hit him with enough concussive force and dealt the damage with that kind of a blow, and destroying his ego by shattering that statue, that he goes down, and he's just laid out on the ground. As he falls, alarms blare throughout the tower. Lockdown in 10 seconds. A robotic voice announces. Red lights flashing as the building shakes. It's time to go. You need to choose your escape route, knowing that everybody else is now going to be trying to get out of the building as well. And you need to not get hit by any of the running guards or, as the building is collapsing, falling debris.
Question.
Okay.
Yes.
What is the outside of this building shaped like? Is there a slight slope or slant up to the CEO's office at all?
So imagine, if you will, the Gherkin from London. It's a rounded building that comes to a point at the top. So yes, there is a slope. Yeah.
Are there dramatic black or red curtains that would normally cover the window if, say, a big business meeting was happening?
There absolutely are.
Again, with my mastery of nostalgic films and the like, there's no better escape for an action film such as this than just the window.
We're cooking. We're on the same wavelength here.
Yeah. Totally.
I'm going to take the desk chair that he was using, and I'm just going to kick it as hard as I can into the window.
Absolutely.
And hopefully break it.
In this moment, I'm going to say, no problem, the window shatters behind it.
Guys, grab the curtain.
All right, and what's your plan to use with it? You're gonna try and repel with this, or what are you doing with it?
We're going to parachute down.
Yes.
100% yes.
All right, so the building's got this sort of a slope, and you're starting here at the top. So you're gonna end up sliding off and then past that peak, trying to parachute down with them.
Yes.
All right, this is awesome. Yes.
Can I add one thing? Guys, we got this guy made out of who knows what. Let him be our bobsled.
Yeah.
I want to ride our boss down the slope. And then jump off.
This is amazing. I would like to the thing that I would like to add to this is I would like to detach the money gun from its stand
All right.
to carry this down as well.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and have you roll first, Hunter, to try and take the money gun. Flat roll.
It's not gonna be a flat roll because I still got some fucking hype. That was my fail-safe if the street art shit didn't work. Okay, that's a 4.
4. All right. So you go to do that, and you realize this thing is like properly bolted into the floor. It's not going anywhere. But while you're yanking on it, the back of it opens up, and there's just the money sitting there.
Okay.
So you're able to scoop all that and be like, I mean, close enough. This is a disaster anyway.
Yeah. So what happens is we're getting one curtain for the parachute. The other curtain is a Santa sack full of money.
Awesome. All right, next, Richard, I want to see if you can drag this guy to the window, because getting him over the ledge is going to be fine, but it's going to be getting him to it that's an issue.
Flat roller.
We're going to go disadvantage on this one. He's stout.
1.
You go to like grab his like shoulders or arms to try and move him, and it's like trying to move an ATM. You're like, oh yeah, that's just a thing. It's sitting there. That's fine. And the second you put effort in, you're like, holy shit, is he a part of the building?
Well, I tap him on the head. Maybe next time.
Awesome. And then you all run and jump with the thing. So let's do, we're going to do 3 rolls. 1 for the slide. So I'm going to want each of you independently to roll a, we're going to go in ascending order. So at disadvantage with the first one, then we'll do flat, then we'll do with advantage. So in whatever order, first roll, 2 dice, take the lower, let me know.
I think the man carrying the giant Santa sack has to roll a disadvantage. Oh wait,
if
you were talking about like... No, never mind, sorry. I realized you're asking for 3 separate rolls from us, and not for one of us to take disadvantage.
Right. No.
Okay.
You can take double disadvantage if you want, Tony.
No thanks. No thanks.
I got 3 on the first roll.
Okay. Striker?
You did?
Yeah. No audio.
Oh, I also got 3. Wait. Hold on.
That was so much of a better idea right now than what we're doing. Can I bail off of this on my own?
Wait.
I haven't rolled yet, for the record.
Can I haven't spent it. Can I spend some hype?
Absolutely, you can. I was hoping you would, because I knew you still had one.
I hadn't used any of my...
Nice.
That's a 5. I'm happy with a 5.
Solid. So, Hunter, what was your idea?
So I have this canister of spray adhesive glue
Uh-huh.
that you use to attach things to buildings,
Sure.
and I would like to spray it on my hands and Spider-Man that shit down.
All right. I still want you to roll a disadvantage, but we'll cover why if it happens.
Any chance that this is tied to putting poster up as street art?
We'll say yes. So in that case, you auto succeed. The risk here would have been you overusing it, and instead of Spider-Maning down, permanently becoming a part of the roof.
Oh.
But you get just the right mix as you like cross it on the bottom of your palm and then just your fingertips, and it's just tacky enough that you're slowly making your way down, while the other two, Stryker runs and leaps and then goes into a really badass slide going down the side, and Richard goes trying to move the boss and then is like, no, and then goes and then kind of stumbles over the edge and is sliding down, but is kind of in control. Next roll, flat rolls. Because you're climbing down, Tony, unless you want to jump at some point, you can go ahead and skip this roll.
I will get auto. Just keep going.
Okay. So flat rolls from Stryker and Richard.
I got a 6.
Solid.
I got a 5.
Awesome. So you both fully succeed. So you get to the point of where it's going to drop off and you won't be able to keep sliding. So you both prep yourselves and push off and open up the parachutes, and you're gliding down, and you kind of catch the wind and turn and see your friend frantically Spider-Maning down the side of the building. All right. Final roll. This is going to be from all three of you for a landing.
Okay.
The whole building is emptying out into the parking lot. You're in full view of everybody. Let's see how you land. This is with advantage.
Well,
Advantage? Okay, good.
clearly
Yes.
Hunter has impeccable timing, so
That is
Yeah.
a really good point, but it's unintentional.
Yeah.
5.
So, if
I got
you
another
want me to look
6.
into that, I can for you. You know what?
I got another 6.
I got a 5.
Go. Awesome. Great successes then. So you both come in with these epic hero landings. Just a few feet from the ground, you let go of the curtain, and you do a proper 3-point landing looking up. In time, Hunter, you get 10 feet from the ground. You're right above the doorway. So you push yourself off the building and turn to face out as you come for a landing right in time to land on top of one of the lawyers that was bad-mouthing you. So you end up smashing him into the ground as your landing pad. You guys hear the cheers of everyone around you as you guys have fully revolutionized this workplace and turned it upside down and dick punched the boss.
Hunter, by the way, as he gets up from this lawyer, is going to go, remember, you were off the clock, so no workman's comp.
So, behind you, workers cheers. They throw off their ties and stomp on their name tags. Corporate Tower Inc. is no more. For now, you've won. But you know the fight against corporate greed never truly ends. Until next time, comrades, dick punch every suit. So, first of all, you guys fucking rocked and had awesome solutions for all these things. I would like for you guys what was the standout moment for you in this session from one of the other players?
As much as it made me violently cringe every Zoomer speak that popped out of the mouth.
Yes.
All right,
Cap.
that.
Oh my god.
Absolutely.
I think for me, it was the inventive use of stapler. I think that really came home.
I really enjoyed the that recent street art stretch with it's a statue of himself. How is that street art? I wasn't gonna say anything. I'm like, let him cook.
for the record, I did have an argument for that.
You were going for anything. You're like, I'm gonna use this skill.
Absolutely. I did have an argument for it, though. I had something prepared. But yeah, that one was a bit of a stretch.
I also really liked the going off on Corpo talk.
Yes.
That was good, because we didn't talk about that at all.
I think that was my moment of the realization of, like, one member is enraged by Corpo speak, and the other badly uses Corpo speak. Perfect! So that is Dick Punch Every Suit. These have been my amazing players who have done an awesome job, and they Dick Punched every suit.
You gotta love it. If you want to check out this game, you can check it out. I believe the website is thoughtpunks.com. I found it through Blue Sky. Thoughtpunks.com is the person who made it, so you can go check them out there. They've got some really cool other games as well that I bought a whole bundle of. So go check that out. Before we head out here today, I want to give everyone a chance to give a last push, a last bit of a who are you and where can folks find you if they want to learn more, if they want to, see what you're up to. Let's go ahead and start with James.
Yeah, James, I'm GravityFail87. You can find me on all socials with that as the header. Used to have a Twitter, it's still around there. Don't use it. So Blue Sky, Discord, whatever, YouTube's, that's where you can find me. I'm also playing over on Ampersandbox on their channel, and then working on anime tabletop RPG as we speak. So keep an eye out for that.
Sounds like fun. And then let's go ahead over to Javante.
Howdy everyone, I'm Javante. You can find me over on twitch.tv/eclipse613. You can actually catch me on regular and off Thursdays. Regular Thursdays, you can catch me running Set Sail, a one-piece D&D adventure. And then on off Thursdays, starting in 2 weeks' time, you can also watch as we run through Blood and Cinders, a game that's based around the 5.19 edition of D&D, made by one of my favorite creators. Where I take people through the world of Somnus Domina. If I'm not there, you can normally catch me on Wanderer's Haven, where I'm in a bunch of random TTRPGs. And if not, I'm normally chilling on Twitter or Blue Sky, talking about anime, horror, books, stuff that I've been reading. And I'm currently working on a TTRPG of my own called Acts of Sodom, using the story path system. So I have a lot of stuff I'm doing.
Absolutely. Very good at juggling. It's a hidden talent. All right, Rev.
Hello, I'm Sanguine Rev. You can still find me in all the places that you can still find me, and some of the places that you cannot. I am a super regular here on R4R. I play on Wednesday nights. I play on Thursday nights. I occasionally show up here on Saturdays, and you will see me every Sunday morning that I decide to be alive and awake in the morning. Thank you.
Go. Of course, I am Tony. You can find me online at Tony Will Edit. And a big thanks to our Roll for Respawn crew, specifically Blood, who has made this stream amazing and made it hearable for you all and the people. We like Blood quite a bit. So give a huge shout out to Blood in chat. We love you, Blood. And go follow them as well. You can find Roll for Respawn on a lot of social medias. We are working on a social media resurgence right now. So it's a good time to get in on the ground floor and tell people you knew what was up before everybody else did. All right. So go ahead and go find us out there on Blue Sky, Threads, YouTube. Obviously, you're here on Twitch, maybe. All that sort of stuff. There's more in our link tree, of course. With that, it is a wide, wild Wonderarium up there. Take a friend, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye, y'all!